It's time. Oh, I forgot to change the text. I knew I forgot something. I mean, y'all should still follow Flute, even though Flute is not here anymore, but I knew I was forgetting something, and it was right there in front of my face. Oh, that is now completely thrown the opening off. Oh, way to go, me. Way to go. Anyway, we're trying to beat games today. As you might have gathered from the fact that I missed that, of all things, being right in front of my face, I am tired today. After the last couple days being quite busy. Despite the fact that neither of those streams were particularly long, they took a lot out of me. Like, as I mentioned, I threw everything I had into Drac Attack. Like, everything I had, mind, body, and everything energy went into making that work and doing everything I could for that. And while Barony with Flute yesterday was a lot of fun, it definitely took a chunk out of me too. First collabs with people always do. It is, you know, you try to put your best forward, and it can definitely take a lot sometimes. But, as mentioned, we are here to beat games today. So, we are going to be doing Bonk's Adventure since we did Bonk's Revenge last weekend. I figured, you know, we may as well go back and show you all Bonk's Adventure as well. I picked the NES version because I didn't feel like fighting with a TurboGrafx emulator to get it to work. So I don't think it would have been that hard to get working, just this was much more convenient in the current condition today. So that's why we're doing what we're doing right now. Reminder, the life system is in play, that's why there's the 3 icons down there at the bottom. I did at least remember to put that on screen. So, you know, there's that. And as per what I'm starting to do, I'm going to go ahead and go through upcoming schedule now, and then we'll go through upcoming schedule at the end of stream as well. This way, hopefully people start getting more of the information, and if they're looking for it. So, schedule for the rest of the week is Hades on Monday, Din's Champion for the 1.0 release on Tuesday, some repo on Thursday that I still need to set up the mod set for, and verify out who else is going to be there for that. Friday is currently up in the air. Saturday, obviously, we'll be trying to do more games, though it's getting harder and harder to find good lists worth of games at this point, so we may cycle back to single games again. We shall see what ends up happening there, because I have a lot of games left over that I could do, but to be very blunt, there's 2 problems. There are 2 problems happening for that at this point, and that is, 1, the quality is going to continue decreasing, and 2, the difficulty is going to continue increasing. Which, difficulty is why the life system was implemented to begin with, so there's that. But still, it's kind of a back and forth in my head on that one. Now, for anybody who missed last week and doesn't know how the life system works, 1, it'll pop up automatically, periodically, in case you need the information and don't hear me say it right now. But the basic idea is, every time I have to use a continue, one of those lives goes away. Anybody that subscribes, donates, does any meaningful interaction other than just chatting or using channel points, that counts. You can choose to raise or lower the life count at that moment. I also remembered that I did not pull up the list for when people donate, so let me go ahead and grab that while I'm saying that, because it's going to be important to have that in the unlikely event that anything happens involving that. This way I can see it immediately and nobody has to be like, hey, I asked to do the thing and you didn't do the thing. Yeah, that's how that works. Raids, subscriptions, follows, all of those count. Donations obviously count. Every interaction is a single life interaction, though. You cannot purchase multiple at once. That admittedly might end up meaning people end up just dropping like multiple $5 donations if they really insist on doing that, but I don't think that that's going to happen that much. So with all that explanation out of the way, let's go ahead and get into Bonk's adventure. Round 1, start. Much like Bonk's Revenge, we jump, we bonk, we spin, and that's basically what we got. Just this time there's color, and hearts that are a little harder to tell that they're hearts for some reason. Consume big meat, and become angry. Not to mention superpowered. We can just walk into things and they die. You ever been so angry that you walk into things and they explode? I gotta say, I've been pretty angry before, but I don't think I've ever been that angry. He also makes earthquakes when he slams his head into the ground now. Now, as long as I keep this form, as you see there, when I pick up any meat afterwards, we regain the invincibility time, which will be very handy. Now, the odds of me managing to keep this form, yeah. Thankfully, we only go down one form every time we get hit. So, we're back down at base bonk now, but that's the idea there. You'll notice we did take health damage as well, but I believe you only take the health damage after you run out of transformations to be sent back through. I don't know what all these, like, carrot radish things are for yet. I don't remember. But we will collect them because they exist. We always collect all things that exist until we figure out what we're doing with them. Oh, and I do want to say this just as a... No one will be surprised by this more than likely. But after us playing Barony yesterday, I genuinely considered just doing solo runs today instead of worrying about doing in-game clearing today. Because there's definitely a part of my brain that's locked back into the Barony addiction. But I don't think it'll be as much fun by myself. Now, that may have looked like I just did a stupid, and I kind of did there. But Bonk does move kind of weird. Like, he has a little bit of extra momentum to him, despite the fact that he's just kind of walking along. Like, the turning in particular is a little bit funky. But, you know, it's an NES game. A little bit of funk is expected. Bum, bum, bam, bam, bam. As you may have gathered by how that bonus game went, the bonus games are not as easy to cheese in this one, because it's actual platforming now instead of head-to-head combat with a very silly E-Helmet man. I think the evil plants still exist? Oh, okay, the radishes heal me. That's why they didn't matter before. It's because I was already at full health. Just scratching my eye for those wondering why I stopped moving. Just had an itch, so I needed to deal with that. Okay, you can go through there. Howdy, Jay. And yeah, we bonkin'. Gotta put this big head to use. First, bonus game. Flip through the air. Ready? Go. I want to say this is just like spin as many times as you can before you hit the ground. Oh, you need to land on your feet too. I forgot about the landing on your feet part. Honestly, I think Plock is his own nemesis. I don't think anybody needs to be Plock's nemesis. To be fair, why would you remember that name? Honestly, I would not be shocked if anybody forgot that that game existed already, considering you may as well have just assumed it was an acid trip that entire day. Just like, you know what? No, that wasn't real. That couldn't have been real. Just keep running. Don't get scaled. I don't know why you got this hat on, but it doesn't really... You could do better. There we get my heart back. You have to do something here. Oh, I just had to hit him multiple times. 'Cause we're going in. Because this is a thing multiple Bonk games do, going inside dinosaurs. Okay, now that does hurt me. I just need to wait for it to get out of my way, and then I can get through. Get past the Jack Frost face uvula here. The timing just was not playing ball, and Bonk's movement sure is something. Thankfully, we revive in place in this one as well, so... Not the biggest of deals. Just an inconvenience. Nom 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 nom. Consume giant meat under the water. Unfortunately, I can't quake while I'm here, because... underwater. But you gotta think... It's a lot easier to fit a 4-letter name on, like the front of a cartridge than it would be to fit something complicated. You just put the 4 letters there in real big letters. Hell of a lot easier for a kid to remember, too. Break the walls, break the walls. Whoop. And we get pooped out of the dinosaur, and then we can leave. One wonders why we even had to go through the dinosaur to get here, but, you know, don't worry about that part. Big dinosaur with bubbles. If I remember how to do this fight properly. Not quite what I was picturing doing, but you know what? This'll work. Stand on his belly and just kind of break the eggshell on his head, and then he dies. Oh, home. Where am I? What's going on? Oh well, bye. So yeah, they're being controlled by those eggshells on their heads for some reason. Don't ask why he had hair. I don't know either. The world may never know. This is going way worse than Bonk's Revenge did. We're just getting the shit kicked out of us. But we'll make it work. There we go. Just trying to figure out how to get Bonk to go down there. Not all the way down there, though. Damn trilobites. Like, sometimes he'll drop down through the waterfall, and sometimes he won't. It's gonna be one of those days. I already had to sneeze repeatedly. Bloody hell. Consume. Super speed. Come on, I need to go down there. Thank you. Unfortunately, we're gonna waste, like, all the invincibility because swimming is kind of slow, but... It's okay, we have power. No, not all the way up there, you silly man. There you go. Beat the clock to reach the top. Ready? Go! Just chomp my way up the wall. There we go. We got 10 smiles. Yay! We got the happiness of climbing a wall with our teeth. Don't tell Bonk about dentistry. It's gonna be traumatizing for him. He's gonna have a whole time with the cost of fixing his teeth after he does this. Exactly. If everybody paid in happiness, the world would be a very different place. But at the same time, one could argue we already do. And of course the power-up stayed up there. Of course it did. Give me that. And then I missed. It sure was a decision to have you recoil from the plants when you hit them in this one. I had a feeling with where that position that one was gonna be evil, but I decided to trust anyway for some reason. Yeah, you know, maybe a little bit. But what I was getting at, though, is we basically already trade our happiness for money at most jobs, so... You're kind of there already anyway, depending on how you look at it. Behold the power once again. Yeah, that's exactly why I hesitated the first time, but it's like, you know what, we're already here. We may as well finish that thought. Jump the canyons. You'll notice we lose our power for while we're doing this. So you can't use the high jump to make this easier. Yeah, exactly. That's the trade. Dang it. Well, we got 9 that time, which may or may not matter in any meaningful capacity. Most importantly, we're not injured anymore. Okay, right. No, that's later games that I can do that. In some of the Bonk games, you can hit those yellow plants to knock them into the air and carry them around. Oh yeah, they did pretty good for it being an NES game as far as the soundtrack goes. No more healing. I haven't gotten any health extensions yet, which is mildly concerning. I guess I can't climb the wall. I can only climb the tree. Ignoring the fact that we have climbed walls previously. I guess this stage wouldn't function if I could just go up the wall. Flip through the air. Ta-da! 17 flips. You got 8 smiles. So I guess you just get half of the amount of flips you did in smiles then. Which that's a decent exchange, right? 50%'s not bad. Ah. I see. I think I would have learned after the last one. There we go. No, I wanted that. The exit kind of has a little bit of a range around it where it just pulls you along. Once more in the clouds. Brutalized him way more than I needed to, but you know what? He had it coming. He knows what he did. stop that one ahead of time. And onward! These are some really tall trees. Okay, learning from last time, yep, it's gonna do that again. So any of them that don't pop when you hit them, I guess, is always gonna be evil in this game, then. Ooh. Health extended. So I think those are temporary in this game, based on looking at that. Just logicking that based on the fact that it's not actually attached to the regular section of the health bar. No, I want that. I want that. There we go. Extra life received. And it's boss time again. Down the elevator into the depths to go face off against whatever's down here. Spring Ninja Man. Oh, I can only hit you once per teleport in, can't I? That said, you seem to have placed yourself in an infinite loop, so... good job? Question mark? Oh, there you go, you did something else. You finally figured out that you should be doing something other than getting hit over and over again. And I might die now. Because your hitbox has turned into kind of a suggestion. Oh, that wasn't the killing blow. Okay. This sure is boss design. How many hits do you have left? Yeah, you still have iframes, you cheating bastard. There it goes. One life and almost a second one to deal with that. Thanks, buddy. You're a regular lifesaver. One smile. Round 3 start. Yep, more water. Probably ice physics too, based on how blue everything is. Yep, we got big ol' amoebas. You note that our health is still where it was. Is just as before, we don't heal between stages. Oh, just free healing. Okay. Say less. Yeah, I think those plants are the same as the doors, and then the flowers are, of course, the usual bonus rooms. Speaking of bonus room... away! Flip through the air! Ready? Go! Damn it, I double tapped. It is very hard to do that really fast, but then land on your feet. What I really should do is slow down earlier, but still spin a little bit. Because my fingers get used to the mashing motion, so the second I try to stop mashing, I have that odd twitch now and then where my finger will continue multi-tapping because it expects to need to continue mashing. But there really is a lot of capacity for my hands to do defined things that I've lost over time, because I haven't been using it nearly enough. I should do more things involving more significant manual dexterity, so I actually rebuild that. Oh, I guess I just had to wait that out then. I was hoping I could just get rid of it. Maybe that is a health extension, because it's not acting as a protection. And I would have figured it would have done so. Like, it would have disappeared if it was only, like, a temporary health shield or something. Meat. Yeah, his enemies have drops they can give, obviously. Sometimes they'll give meat, sometimes they'll give healing. So I think it is set which ones are giving what. Like, it's not like a drop chance like we're used to. It's just, it is a thing they do. Like, certain enemies will drop the smiles, some of them will drop the healing. Oh, we lost our power-up, but we got an extra life to make up for the one I lost against the ninja boss. We're doing okay. We have 3 lives, despite the fact you might not have been able to read that. I will say, don't be surprised if we do only play a couple games today, and that they're only shorter games today, for the most part. Like, even shorter than normal for doing this. Because as I mentioned before, being kind of tired out from how the end of this week went. Because there was a potential collab I was going to join at the end of the week here or today as well. But I thought about it, I'm like, I'm not going to have it in me to do 3 collabs in a row. There's no fucking way I was going to be able to sustain that. And obviously, the first 2 were planned way in advance. Because obviously, you know, Drac Attack we had determined way, way ahead of time. I'm including who had been chosen and everything, and then Flute and I had been trying to figure out what we were gonna do and when we were gonna do it for like a year or so, I think. So I want to say we had talked about doing a Lethal Company thing at the beginning of the year. Here, give or take. But things had gotten in the way of that. And then we didn't circle back around to trying to do anything till, like, the beginning of this month we talked about it? Something like that? If that tells you how much that had to go through to get it to be a thing. But we now have another health extension. Ooh, wait, how do I... Oh, okay, just slam my head into it. You know what? That's business as usual. Take me to the bonus room. Ooh, a full heal and a power-up. Nice. You may have noticed, by the way, when we were swimming around before, that we did actually, like, lose our enhanced caveman powers just automatically. I believe it's kind of like a satiation thing for him, almost. Like, if he gets hungry, he gets weaker. Yeah, because you notice it wore off again there. Because, you know, we've all been there. You get hungry enough that you lose all of your superpowers. Time for boss 3. No platform to stand on in here. Alright, rock throwing guy. Get wrecked. And he's back! And throwing more rocks. Because he's learned nothing from the first encounter. We've already cracked the eggshell pretty well. Just gotta keep on keeping on. I think one more time? Just based solely on how the eggshell's looking? Yep, there we go. That one was way easier than the last one. Oh dear. The princess. I only hope that she's alright. 12 smiles. Because obviously the better you do in these fights, the more you get. Round 4, start. I don't remember how many rounds there are in this, but it is not a long game. Much like Bonk's Revenge is not that long. I actually don't remember if there's that much of a time difference between the two of them lengthwise, but, well, we'll figure it out. Oh, you may have noticed that the more smiles we got in the fight, I did heal. I forgot that that was the mechanism there. I really thought we just don't heal at all. I think that was because I was just so used to doing way worse at those fights. Off we go. Back to the desert. Just in a different color this time. You know, I didn't try before, but I should have. No, you can't go in these. Okay. This is, you know, they obviously look like doorways, so I really should have tried to go through them sooner. Just to make sure. Convenient timing with those mosquitoes. One. What do you mean you lived? Perish. You were meant to be extinct, so be extinct. Nom 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 nom. I really should not have tried just clearing that. That's on me. Jump the canyons. Ready? Go. At least the canyon jumping isn't timed. I'm gonna keep falling off of there. I'm gonna keep falling off of there so early, and I'm gonna be upset every time. That one's evil. Okay, leave that alone then. Oh, hello, random Triceratops. Oh no, they've learned my technique. They're gonna try to bonk bonk. One does not simply bonk the bonk. Joke's on you, you have not mastered the flip, so you cannot catch the bonk. Onward to 4-3. Oh, the return of the dragonflies. Really, with the dragonflies, I should remember what I just did there, which was hit them from underneath. Way better than trying to get above them. Though I think the up attack doesn't do as much, or something like that? I don't really know. That one's evil. This one's also evil. Understood. Fucking plant mimics. Didn't we have enough mimic problems yesterday? Answer, apparently no. Apparently there's still more room for mimic shenanigans to keep happening. Because God forbid we have any peace. That's what I really should do, though, is just, like, double attack every plant I see. Okay, so it does hurt you to sink down in the quicksand. Oh, you didn't die from that. Good for you. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this bonus. Because that apparently pulls me away before I get hurt, so it works out. Ready, go! I'm betting you can land on that start platform again and lose everything. Ah, 39 flips. 19 smiles. The fact that that respawned the Triceratops right in my face, a little bit rude. A little bit rude. Ooh, health extension. Jump on the prehistoric turnip to save my... It's probably meant to be a tree, but it just looks like a prehistoric turnip to me. Nom 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 nom. Little compies that come running out of it. full heal. We lost our power-up, but gained full health. Honestly, good trade. We have 6 hits going into this boss. We should be in pretty good shape. Well, technically more than 6 hits if they don't do full heart hits. Boxer dinosaur. You'll never be a contender because you don't know how to block high, bud. Yeah, really, he just didn't know how to block high, so he just lost straight up. Looking for the bad guys. Their hideouts nearby. 29 smiles. Yeah, these boss fights, just like Bonk's Revenge's boss fights, are really very easy. It's more getting through the stages that's usually more difficult. But these games, I don't think were ever really meant to be hard. Just silly little platformers. Bonus game. Flip through the air. Ready? Go! 51 flips, let's go. Oh, that was worth a 1-up. Nice. No, my radish. Need that. I didn't really, but I wanted it. Eat. Get quaked, idiot. You and your friends are dead. Kind of funny that I can knock them up to the next ledge, just rendering their entire existence moot. So many doors that I cannot go in. There's one more man with an axe waiting for me. And then he missed, but I also missed. And then he moved on, really. There we go. 5-2. The castle. I'm assuming this is the hideout they were talking about. That would make nothing but sense. Okay, going over there falls down. Understood. No, I want. Aiming. Okay, we can get there from here. Turns out I did not want. That was evil. Well, we'll just let that go on its merry way. Meat. Give. Hungry. Give me power. Don't ask how the earthquake hit that bird that was in the air. Don't question it. Similarly, do not question how I missed that plant so many times. It's fine. Best not to think about it too much. That he wasn't expecting me to just spin at the same speed as his axe and somehow defeat it that way. Could you imagine if that actually... Well, I guess technically that could actually work in a very strange way. But you'd have to be spinning in the same direction as it. Arguably. So you could, like, catch the axe instead of doing anything else. Big meat. Straight into super mode. Let's go. Okay, 6 is max health, because we picked up another health extension and only have 6 hearts still. So I guess that was to accommodate if you ended up missing one somewhere along the way. Which is very nice of them. There was a couple missable ones we definitely found, so that makes sense. Might also be that you might lose your health extensions on continue. I don't remember how it works in this game. I have seen this played, but I've never actually played even to this point in Bonk's Adventure before. I played the, like, first stage once upon a time, and that was about it. That's right, my skull's so thick I can deflect tomahawks with it. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do about it? Oh, back in the water. Good thing Bonk doesn't need to breathe. He can also just eat meat underwater. We talked about it before, and it still doesn't make sense. There's the trilobite again. The amoeba. No, he ate the meat out of my body. You know what? No, that just forget I said that. That phrasing did not work well. And you know what? There's no taking back that it was said, but I can ensure that you all do not remember that I said that. Because that never happened. Beat the clock to reach the top. Ready? Go. Up, 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 and done. I don't know how you're meant to do that faster than that. There's gotta be, like, a trick to go real fast. No, you can defeat those bubble guys. Just have to hit them properly. Power up. Power up. Power up. Oh, if you look through the redeem list, by the way, for those so inclined, there's a bunch of new sounds, some of which I literally just had sitting there for so long, and I just never committed to actually putting them in. But I finally decided, you know what, no, we'll just put them in there, call it good. There's a couple of them I wanted to trim them, because I think they would work better. But I have accepted the fact that I'm not going to get around to doing that, so they are just going to be as they are. Healing? Is notification important? I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume probably not, but I'm gonna pull it up just in case. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Oh, whatever that notification is, it's not a message. I can tell that immediately. Beyond that, I do not know yet. I'm too busy swimming for my life to check deeper right now. It's also not any of the main servers I pay attention to, so it's one of two things almost certainly. Oh, one of three. Yep, third one. Okay. I actually, for once, underjumped that. Usually, I landed and then step off, like a fool. Well, you know, gotta have variety in my deaths, I guess. Here we go. Apparently, it's boss time already. Because these elevators always lead to a boss. That's just a thing. Or I guess not this time. He actually saved me from falling in there. Don't you love it when your enemies are the ones that save you? Why do I keep doing that? Like, I know that the damage pit is there, and yet I decide to do exactly what will put me into the damage pit anyway. Had a feeling that one was gonna be bad. And yet I checked it anyway. Okay, these guys are really annoying. This is probably like final hallway leading to boss or something. Damn it. Risked it for the power-up and did not get it. Oh my god. The stiffness of the jumping is such a problem. That was supposed to be me jumping and avoiding that guy, and it just... Bonk thought about it for a second, and it just ended up not working out because of it. So we have no health going into this fight. We do have 3 lives. Oh, nope, we're not in a fight still. Okay. This must be like Final Gauntlet then or something, because there's no way that there'd be an elevator like that not leading at least to something like that. So this area is not as bad as the previous one so far. Because at least these guys can't cross the Death Water. Though they can screw me over because Bonk likes to sit there and think about what he did a lot of the time instead of doing what I tell him to. Oh my god, how much health do they have? You know what, I changed my mind. They both are awful to deal with. Like, on flat ground like this, these guys are a non-issue. It's when you're over pit after pit where they are misery to deal with. There we go, get the power up again. Yeah, with Quake powers, these guys are no issue at all, because you just knock them off of their platform and leave them in the water. Okay, at least we have full health again now. Or for the time being, anyway. Now, is this where the boss is, since we got that heal just a moment ago? Don't think so. Oh great, now it's green in Triceratops bots. Because that's different, right? I was gonna use him as a platform, but he moved. There we go. I feel like all of those plants along the way through here are going to end up being evil, other than, yep. I was gonna say, other than at least one of them, and you were gonna have to play a guessing game to figure out which one was the one that wasn't gonna be evil. And I'll make that two. Okay. A little bit kinder. 3, okay. So it was down to a 50-50 at that point. Ow. Okay, he's not coming back. Up once more. And back into the water. Don't ask how the design of this place works, I don't understand it either. Goodbye bitrate while I climb this waterfall. Mate, give. I wasn't sure I could let go of the waterfall. I didn't want to agree with me at first on that one. Okay, you're evil. But you're not evil. Okay, that one gets to live. So does that guy, because I had no reason to drop off this waterfall to deal with him. This one, though, I have a purpose for. Bonk. Bonk. Bonus game. Flip through the air. Ready? Go! You can almost hover. Like, if you're fast enough, you could almost hover. I thought I was gonna be upside down, so I fucking... I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop preemptively trying to avoid a problem that isn't actually the problem. Because every time I did it before, I ended up upside down, so I would have to flip one more time. So I just flipped one more time, assuming I was gonna be upside down again. Really should have processed the situation rather than just assuming. Because that probably would have been an extra life, and that extra life would have been probably helpful. Yep, another bonus game, though. Beat the clock to reach the top. Ready? Go! Yeah, I just cannot do better than 4 for that ball. It probably involves, like, jumping off the wall repeatedly to climb up faster is the best guess I have for how you would get up there quicker. Now those clouds don't exist. Okay. I thought that was gonna be the arena there, but it's over here, it looks like. Yeah, here's a bunch of healing, so... that's a sign. There we go. Oh, right, this is a game that has a boss rush, so we're gonna have a bit of a time when we get back to Ninja, then. Everybody else is gonna be, you know, easy, but the Ninja's gonna be an issue. At least they do heal you between fights, so I'll give them that. Like, this fight would be just as much of a cakewalk as everybody else if this one didn't have iframes. If you could just juggle them like you do everybody else, you'd be in business here. It's the moment they change strategy from teleporting around all the time like they just did there is when it becomes an issue. They also do contact damage, which is a secondary issue. Like, I do not have the mobility to fight this the way it feels like they want me to fight this. So I'm having to kind of just weaponize my own iframes against their iframes as best I can. There we go. At least we got through that without dying this time. Like, oh wow, this one even gave an extra life. It's like they knew you were gonna die in that fight. Except we didn't. We can have boosted power for this fight, except I lost it immediately because I forgot this guy's hitbox is funny. Is the idea is you're meant to bounce off those little rocks, I'm pretty sure, that come up when he comes up, and then use that to get on top of him, instead of just jumping for it like I keep doing. But jumping for it works, so why mess with what works? Ignoring the fact that I am taking unnecessary hits doing it that way. Oh, I'm botching that. Something fierce. There we go. Another extra life. Oh, how bad is the final boss gonna be if they're giving me this many extra lives on the way there? It's boxer time now. Oh, of course. Of course I fucking botched it immediately. Yeah, you'll notice you're supposed to actually, like, hop on his gloves as he launches them to get on top of him. Great, it's just not gonna go anywhere near as well this time, huh? That's okay. We have plenty of health to sustain problems like that. There we go. Yeah, we still lost way less health than we did against a bunch of the other ones, so it's a non-issue. Full heal and another extra life. No power-up this time, though. I think we have more lives than we've had the entire game now. I was trying to check, but it wouldn't let me. Yeah, we have 5 lives. I'm pretty sure that's more than I had. Hello? Okay, and away you go. How do I hurt you? No, really, how oh, I have to bounce on the little thing on the front. Okay. Sure, game, why not? Looks like it has the abilities of all the other bosses in it as well, which is certainly interesting. Though its most powerful ability is run me over with a car. What is that movement it's doing? It was just kind of jerking forward, then stopping. I see why they give you the extra lives. There we go. That's dead. I'm assuming there's more to it than that. Or not? Okay. I'm back to normal again. Thank you. I'm Princess Za. Come on, follow me. Okay. Actual final battle, I assume now? Or is this a you win rocket? Oh, we're going into space. Yep. Actual finale now, I presume. Is it oh god, the flashing. Oh, it's still flashing. Oh god. Hang on. Actually, why don't I just unpause? Yeah, because it was just gonna stop. Oh god, my eyes. I was gonna turn the capture off, but I didn't account for the fact that it was gonna keep flashing the whole time it was paused. Why would it flash while it's paused? Okay, gotta bop him in the nose. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna put the flashing light warning that I was going to try to put up while it was attacking my eyes up anyway. I just need to move it, which was part of the problem. Just in case when we win the fight it does it again. Unfortunately, you know, NES game problems. Now he's turned green now, he's switched phases. I can still hit him in the nose though. Oh no, maybe not. It gets kinda hard to tell when the colors don't do anything. Yeah, no, he is still taking damage that way, okay. Now his crown's flying around. Oh, that was it. I'll get you for this someday. Even the half of the moon is happy. And now the crown that is bigger than the princess is landing on the princess. Oh, it became the right size now. Now we can live in peace again. Hooray. And then Bonk's head explode. And that's game. That is one game done. Took 1 hour and we beat one game. While the credits roll, I'll go ahead and get it accounted for and get rid of the notification that just popped up. Why are there notifications popping up in so many places now? Oh, okay. Turns out the thing that I didn't end up joining for is actually not happening this week after all, so maybe that will end up happening in the future then. That's what that notification was. You know, a smarter man would have just had the sheet for what games were beaten up and ready to go. But I have been just like not organized at all today. But that is now our 6th game for this month and our 40th for the year, assuming these numbers are accurate, which I will go back through and check them in the future. The end. Now I will take us to the next game while the ads play, which works out